Hello, I am Jackseed and welcome to my video tutorial on how to make a stop and go rail station in Minecraft. In this particular design, your minecart is going to be stopped each and every time you pass the station, and you're going to be able to push a button to continue on traveling or jump out of the cart and go on exploring as you wish. Right here I've laid out a track for demonstration purposes with a powered booster point on either side, and in the middle I have a unpowered rail to stop our minecart. And the way we're going to power up the unpowered track right there is by placing a detector track right next to it like that. Now when our secondary minecart hits this point, it's going to power our unpowered rail as well as propel us in the direction that secondary track is going. Now let's continue building this secondary track loop. So we're going to go like this and like that. Now each time the secondary track is going to propel us along, it's going to lose momentum pretty quick, so we need to place a powered rail quite quickly after our where our two carts are meeting. So I'm actually going to use quite a lot of powered rails right here in order to ensure our secondary minecart is gonna keep moving along. So like this. So there we have our first loop, and our secondary minecart is gonna come in the middle like this, and we're gonna have a turn right there to decide whether the minecart is gonna go in that direction or this direction. Though it also needs some way of propelling along, and we're gonna do that with making a slope like this. Now in the slope, the downward slope, we're gonna place some powered rails like that, two of them like that, and continue over the top with a regular track like that. There. Also, we need a way to reset our system so it will automatically start over again, and we're going to do that by running some powered rails down here and then regular tracks around the corner like that. The same on the other side, like this, and regular tracks like that. This is basically the entire track loop already finished. And now we first of all need to power up these rails. And underneath there, I think I'm just gonna dig like that. Okay. The same on the other side. So there we have everything that we need to powered, because that one we don't want to be powered all the time anyway. I'm just going to temporarily place a button right there to power it when we want to initiate our system like that. Alright, so now we're ready to start making the mechanism or the circuitry underground. So we're going to start digging down like this and place our redstone torch right below there and lay up some redstone current or redstone lead or cable or whatever you want to call it, like that. Now we have that point turning to the two different directions we want it to be going. Now We also want to affect these two turning points like that. So we need to dig a little bit further. Place a redstone torch under here, which will be below that one. And same on the other side. Redstone torch right there. And just to make sure we're not breaking our circuitry, we're gonna dig in a little bit like this. This is important, otherwise it won't work. And one of these signals needs to be inverted for this to work, because the minecart it needs to be inverted for the minecart to travel in the right direction. So let's just do some testing to see how this works. I'm gonna just pull up the leads like this. Now nothing is inverted, so one of them is gonna do the wrong turn. But anyway, let's do a test. So we see here that one, at this point we want the minecart to continue on down this track, and instead it just turns and goes in a loop like that, and that's not how we want it to do. What we want it to do, so we need to invert this signal, and we do that by removing a bit of redstone there and placing a redstone torch right here. So now that signal is inverted. So now it takes that bigger loop on the outside right there, which is good. So now we have wired up these 3 points as they are supposed to be. Now this point is also needing to be wired up, so we need to build a quite long tunnel underground to make that one connected. So I'm gonna do that on this side, I think. 1, 2, 3. I think that should be enough. 1, 2, 3, and then start going in this direction. So I'm just gonna go down the other side. Like this. Same way as we did to begin with. Placing the redstone torch right beneath our turning point right there. And dig out this little room here, which was the side we were going. Yeah, that's correct. So that's 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, and turn. So now I think I'm gonna come straight up to where I was digging earlier. There you go. So that worked out perfectly. Let's start pulling the cable all the way through like this, and as you can see it pretty much dies out at this point right there, because these are laying dead. So we're gonna fix that quite simply by removing a point there and placing in a repeater like that. So now it goes all the way as it's supposed to. So that means we can move this button to where we want. We're gonna do that with sandstone, because I decided that looks the nicest. Can of course be anything. And just build up like this over here and place the button right there. Then we want to remove that one and lay out some redstone right there. So now we should be able to trigger the mechanism from over here like that. So there you are. That's the station I was talking about.